Alright guys, here's what we got going on. We got a Dell T3500 motherboard. Got pretty cheap off eBay. Came with a W3565 4-core 8-thread chip. Kind of looking up, looks like it sets around a 2nd gen i7. Just a hair under a 2nd gen i7. So it outdoes a 1st gen i5 at least. I don't know, some of your old Q6600 type chips and Xeon 775 socket. But anyhow, we got a GTX 1060 3 gig in this EVGA, and then what I did here, I just got a little speaker hooked up. We got that, I don't know if it's a built-in graphics or what it is, a little metal heat sink under there. Was getting warm last night, so I put this little fan on there. I had another one on it and it ran a little louder, so I calmed it down with this one, a little smaller. Put some loom tubing around my wires that I have cut and got running, and then, you know, just ketchup and mustard, so I covered them. Kind of made my own little 2-pin fan plug header thing and shoved it in there. I always put a drop of glue on it so it ain't gonna come out, but it's in there good. I don't have the front panel I/O, the header, so I've got just a little power button plugged in for the moment. Other than that, I'll wire up a few to that switch. But when it boots up, it does say like front panel not detected. There's a problem with one stick of RAM. It mentions that. I've got 11 gigs in it right now. There's 8, 1 gig, 1 gig, and 1 gig. And the black slots, I don't know. The white ones tend to work right off the bat type of thing. I tried 10600R and it was server RAM. It did not work with this motherboard unless the RAM's messed up. But other than that, I got 10600U in here, and that type of RAM is working. Other than that, I found this old cooler in the garage for some kind of Intel, maybe Pentium processor chip or something. Bought the heatsink off of eBay for 10 bucks, and I didn't have anything that was that size to go as far as old computer parts. A heat sink, so I got that, mounted that thing on there. Kind of got a little zip tie holding zip tie holding this fan on. I've got another fan here on the other side, and it's kind of whipping air through and on out the back, and I kind of covered my wires here too, just to, you know, something to make it look a little better, and ketchup and mustard. But I've got a rose wheel case sitting here too. That it's my son's old mesh case, so we're going to go ahead and get these parts in it, because I measured everything. Looks like there is room for it to fit. Whether I got to use a Dremel tool and add holes and motherboard standoffs in different spots or something, I'll figure it out. But yeah, the main thing is like the front fans, you know, the front of the computer case will be on this side, so it's going to be whipping air from the front fans this way. It's going to suck it through that fan. This one's down firing, so it's creating all kinds of wind right in here and stuff. I mean, I feel all kinds of air, and it's not that loud. Basically, all this air is rushing this way. You got this in here firing downward, sending air out everywhere, and then you got a rear case fan right in here, you know, and boom, next thing you know, you're exhausting all your air out here. So I think this thing is going to be pretty decent on cooling too. I mean, you know, I shouldn't have to do a whole heck of a lot. If I didn't have to, I probably don't have to have a lot of fans, like every hole plugged in that. I could probably have 2 front and 1 rear, and that thing would exhaust and breathe okay. Probably wouldn't have to have 3 in the front and 2 on the top, and, you know, even anything in the bottom if I got to. Got a 500 watt Cooler Master power supply in it right at the moment, and that should be fine to power it. If I switched and put that on a different system, it only has 1 PCIe, and it's the graphics card power, it's 6-pin, and luckily this is just a 6-pin card, so I'm gonna leave this with this system. It's updating at the moment, whatever. I was gonna try to show something on the screen, but yeah, in system information it just says 4-core 8-thread, or, you know, 4 cores, 8 logical processors, 11 gigs of RAM, 9 gigs is usable. I got to get RAM. I'm going to fix the RAM issue and get this thing to 16 at least. And then I got to get an SSD, and I'm going to get a 1 or 2 terabyte for some game storage or something for it. And then check with a few friends, get this thing up on Facebook, and you know, try to hook somebody up with something decent. I mean, I'll miss the 1063 gig, but I haven't owned it that long or played with it that long, but I know what they can do. I know they're decent cards. I had a 1050 Ti that I loved, but you know, I've got mine over there doing good, and you know, share the fun with somebody else. You know, kind of get rid of my small card and just enjoy my big ones there. And I'm going to put the money towards a 3080. That's kind of my goal, is to sell this and put the money towards the 3080. Put it in a kitty. All right, guys, let's shut this down. I'm going to go ahead and start swapping. You know, disassemble the motherboard, get everything off there, besides, you know, video card out and all the power wires, leave the RAM and the CPU, and I'm going to try to get that bad boy mounted in there. So we will fine-tune the camera and fire it up and show you some more footage of how far along I'm coming with it. Like I said, it's not going to be finished completely today or in this video. It'll be lacking a little more RAM and an SSD, but as far as it goes, I can get it up and running and booting, and it's got Need for Speed and GTA 5 on it, so I can even play a game just to show somebody or test it or whatever. Yep, there's a little fun just waiting. Alright guys, keep tuned. Alright guys, there she is, all put together. I'll take the side off and explain what all kind of had to do here, there, and yonder, but turned out excellent. I have to say, great build. I just fired up, played a little Need for Speed. Which one was that? Payback. Yeah, played a little Payback. Played smooth as butter. Real good. Alright, we're going to set this down for a second. I'm going to take the side off. I had to dig up some matching screws for this thing, but other than that, nothing too major. Alright. Alright, let's show you what all we got here. Okay, I'll show you this right off the bat. Got like a fan header I made. It runs up in between the video card and up and over and runs to that little fan right there. Over here, right under the PCIe slot, there's a black plug. Hard to see. Plug my light. That's what's going on. Yeah. There we go. Here we go. Let there be light. Come on now. Ah, there we go. Alright. Yeah, there's a black plug down in there. What I did was I pretty much hot glued. You see a little bit of something right above it there. A little bit of hot glue on the top part and the bottom part too. I kind of got in there and just I try not to smother it, go too bad to where the pins are screwed if I ever get the front plug. But that's the intruder switch there, and I don't have that thing, so I don't know if that has anything to do with the stuff popping up and having to hit F1 to go through the boot, or you know, boot into Windows. Normal Dell kind of stuff if you don't have the front panel headers and stuff all wired up correctly. What else to point out? This motherboard was so huge in this Rosewell case. I what was it? Two screws, I think, and then I drilled holes. Basically, I got more screws in here holding this motherboard in. Feel more safer. That is a big old massive chunk of aluminum there that cools the computer. So, like I said earlier, I added that fan to that little heat sink. This fan here I added, put right on top, kind of down firing onto the CPU. I've got a fan strapped there in the front, like a 80 mil, and it's sucking air in. It's basically, we got this big vapor chamber. These two here, there's a cooler master in the front and some kind of black fan I had. And this case is a Rosewell case. It's mesh on the on the front side here. So that's what she looks like. But jump in front here so I can get this in correctly. Ooh, dag on it. There. Alright. The back wires and stuff, barely anything to worry about. The cable management was easy on this thing. I don't know if I can get some of that loom tubing over top of this 6-pin or not. I might be able to squeeze some of that over that, make it look a little better. But yeah, that USB thing I plugged in earlier, that plugs into the motherboard, got the internal USB header. I plugged that in, and I put hot glue around the top side and this bottom. I couldn't get the other side. And then I did a little layer on the outside here, right above and right below it. But man, that turned out perfect for a little add-on type of thing. I don't know, it's not 3.0, but there's 4 more USBs I just got out of that. There's a little gap over here, just where that thing was shorter than an actual PCIe X16 socket or whatever slot. I don't have the rear I/O shield on this thing. Oh well. And the fan's out of a DIY case that I had, so not too awful. The front panel audio, we got the 3.0 headers do not work, but the two regular USB do, and then we've got the audio here. Well, that cable runs all the way down the back panel and comes out here in the front right there and runs on down to the audio header. I couldn't run it down, up and over, or or here, up and up. Too tight, just not quite long enough. Not much I could do about the 24-pin ketchup and mustard, a little bit. I'm gonna change. I still got to get in this. I do have a 128 gig SSD ordered, a 1 terabyte hard drive, and some more RAM, so I'll have it at 16. It's got 11 in it right now, and 9 usable. But yeah, I'll run my SATA. There's one blocking them all, so I'll rewire that. But yeah, I got like my girlfriend's 300 gig laptop hard drive in it, because somebody cracked the screen on her laptop. So instead of it sitting there going to waste, it was an old dual-core Dell or HP laptop, one of the 2000s or something everybody's got. So I just yanked the hard drive out of it and threw it in this, and it kind of did its thing and updated and kind of running. So oh well, good enough. But yeah, this thing, it runs real good, I have to say. 4 cores, 8 threads, 1063 gig, soon to be 16 gigs of RAM. 500 watt cooler master. Not a bad build, I have to say. It ought to do somebody some good. I'm gonna finish it up and probably put it up local for a fair price. But I definitely got to play on some games on the thing there after I get my hard drives, and I fell in love with it building it. Alright guys, that's a Dell T3500 motherboard and a Xeon chip I got off eBay for a combo deal. And other than that, I ain't gonna say the price, but killer deal. But other than that, I did have to scrounge up the other parts and stuff. So alright guys, like, subscribe, share. Have a good day, man. Thanks for watching.